Okay, so hence we have studied the marketing strategies. Now we are going to talk about the international marketing. और उस पे हम बात करने की कोशिश करते हैं कि इंटरनेशनल मार्केटिंग क्या है। पहला कॉन्सेप्ट जो इंटरनेशनल मार्केटिंग में हम पढ़ने जा रहे हैं वो ग्लोबलाइजेशन है। हम ग्लोबलाइजेशन को पढ़ेंगे और ये समझने की कोशिश करेंगे कि इससे बिजनेसेस और इंटरनेशनल मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटजीज कैसे इफेक्ट होती हैं और कौन से एग्रीमेंट्स होते हैं ग्लोबलाइजेशन में जो मार्केटिंग। दिस इज एन ईजियर एंड इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक बेसिकली। ओके, ग्लोबलाइजेशन के लिए जो टर्म हम बिजनेस में यूज करते हैं दैट इज कॉल्ड इकोनॉमिक ग्लोबलाइजेशन। Economic globalization is countries working together to achieve common aims. Such as free international trade. ओके, जब हम सिंपल ग्लोबलाइजेशन को डिफाइन करते हैं हम कहते थे द वर्ल्ड हैज बिकम अ ग्लोबल विलेज एंड द ट्रेड हैज बीन इंक्रीज्ड बिटवीन द कंट्रीज एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा। दैट ट्रेड हैज बीन इंक्रीज्ड बिकॉज ऑफ सो मेनी फैक्टर्स, फॉर एग्जांपल द इंक्रीज इन ट्रांसपोर्टेशन, फॉर एग्जांपल द इंक्रीज इन द more communication methods between the people around the globe, or the competition is increasing etc. लेकिन जब हम इकोनॉमिक ग्लोबलाइजेशन की बात करते हैं तो हम कहते हैं कि कंट्रीज वर्किंग टुगेदर। अभी वर्किंग टुगेदर कैसे है, इसमें बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स इन्वॉल्व है। फॉर एग्जांपल इफ वी टेक द example of shirt that Burhan is wearing right now, so we might understand that this shirt, the cotton of this shirt has been grown up in Bangladesh, for example. The stitching of this shirt has been done in India, for example. The packing of this shirt might have been done in China, for example, and shirt is being sold in Pakistan. So for a simple shirt, you might see that 4 countries are involved in the trade process. And because the countries have specialized in those things, whatever they are doing so successfully, that it is difficult for the other businesses and other countries, in fact, sorry, not businesses, other countries, it's becoming very difficult to reach to that specialization point and compete. So what we are doing right now, that even a tiny part, a minute part of the product we are importing from the other countries, if they are specialized and they are providing at the free of at the cheaper rate as compared to we can produce at ourselves. इसमें बहुत सारे मसले भी हैं जो जाहिर है प्रोटेक्शनिज्म वगैरह के चैप्टर्स में फॉल करते हैं। सेक्शन 6 में हम सेक्शन 1 में हम उस पर बात भी कर रहे होंगे, लेकिन generally this is what we globalization, and this has emerged with a concept that is called free trade agreements between the countries. What are the free trade agreements? These are the agreements between the countries to reduce or eliminate the trade barriers. These are agreements between the countries to reduce or eliminate, in fact it can be 0 to in some countries cases, barriers between the countries. This is what we call free trade agreement between the countries. If we talk about the key features of globalization and the impact on business strategy, let's make a list of those key features of globalization and impact on and their impact on business strategies. Okay, first of all, the increased international trade, barriers are reduced. Lesser barriers business are facing from other countries. Secondly, we can see now the growth of multinational companies in all countries. They are working with more freedom, and they are investing more capitals in other countries. More freedom. And uh, we can also see a relatively more free or freer movement of the workers between the countries. Freer movement of workers between the countries. So these are few things that work as the key features of globalization, and you can also assess their impacts on the business activities. Now, with the increase in globalization and economic collaborations between the countries, there are some positive and negative implications of both. Let's talk about the positive ones initially. First of all, uh, it has emerged to the greater opportunities of selling the products in other countries, even for smaller businesses. You can see today a simple smaller business setups do their own setups, and they just start selling in other countries because they have approach to the social media. They can reach to the customer, and they can easily with the help of transportation facilities make that product available in other countries. Okay, businesses can use one global marketing strategy for all the economies. They can create a brand identity in that sense. And businesses who did not have the access to the cheaper raw materials and needs, now the businesses can import the cheaper raw materials and produce the goods of their own like quality. If they need something very qualitative, they can import the raw material of that quality and they can start producing. Okay. No, in the globalization world, there are more chances, there are more opportunities for mergers, takeovers, and joint ventures. More opportunities for takeovers, mergers, joint ventures that can lead to the more chances of horizontal and vertical growth more, because we have already studied that with the help of mergers and joint ventures and takeovers, how businesses can grow vertically and horizontally. Coming to the negative implications of this. Okay, ji. Now, when the businesses from other countries have freer access to the domestic market, this increases the competition for the local businesses. And sometimes local businesses will not be able to survive in that competition with the larger giants. Sometimes business will have to reduce price to face the competition, that reduce their profit margins. that will reduce the profit margins of the business. Uh, in fact, if we say that using the same marketing strategy to the other businesses is cheaper, yes, this is correct. But if we use the same marketing strategy in the globalized market for all the countries in the world, we might not be able to attract, and we might not be able to differentiate the different characteristics and cultural differences between the people. And so we might not be able to appeal them in a proper way. If we use same strategy for all consumers around the globe, that is called pan global market. Basically, it's using same strategy for all the markets. If we use the same strategy for all the markets, we might not be able to identify the differences between the cultural values, identify and explore individual cultural needs of people, and as a result of that, people might not be attracted towards our product. Similarly, at the same time, when globalization is growing at very high rate, there are activities from anti-globalization pressure groups. These are the groups of countries. Basically, they are publicizing, developing publicities against the multinationals, particularly because they think that globalization is not good for the local businesses, local environments. For example, some of the anti-globalized pressure groups claim that businesses are bringing their own culture, the Western culture, for example, to the Eastern countries, and because of that, the Eastern culture is being destroyed. Sometimes they are saying that they are destroying the smaller businesses, and etc. So they are boycotting the multinationals, reducing their demand in the market. So it's not always easy way to go as a multinational company, and in a global market you might face some problems too. This was the concept of globalization and the positives and negatives attached with that.